I think the misconception is that it's an audience that is much narrower than the channel actually represents, which is a broad diversity of individuals, of socioeconomic, geographical, you name sort of the audience attributes, and I will bet that you'll find them within mobile gaming.
So the biggest misconception about gaming audiences today is that it's a narrow niche audience. I think when you talk about mobile gaming to some individuals, they might say, oh, it's young men. But the reality is it's everybody. It cuts across lifestyle, gender, household income. Everybody has a phone. Everybody is sitting in an environment, whether it's in a waiting room or on a train, where they're playing a game. And so it's a really unique opportunity to reach somebody in a powerful way. That's at least how we think about it. And we think about it as a really critical way to reach somebody in an environment that's powerful and drives a really positive outcome.
An eMarketer study came out where over 60% of the US population are gamers. And it's not just male audiences. You have moms, you have women, you have Gen Z, millennials. So it's a pretty broad-reaching audience now, and not just that niche audience that's hard to reach and can only be reached within the gaming apps.
There is so much value for brands targeting consumers in mobile gaming. I think that there's a lot of misconceptions on who the gaming audience is and how old they are. I think that stereotype of like the kid in the basement is so pervasive, but the truth is there are more gamers over 25 than under 25, and actually the average game age in general for every platform is around 35 years old. So it's older than people think, and I think on mobile specifically and casual gaming specifically, it skews female, millennial, Gen X. And so not only that, what else is interesting is we've done so many studies over the years, and that mobile gamer is a very lean forward type of person in terms of culture, in terms of technology. They're usually like the first early adopters to do, m-commerce and to make decisions for their financial future using fintech. So really across the board, like it is an audience that has a large amount of disposable income and is a high consuming audience.
I think the biggest misconception marketers have about gaming audiences is that it matters to most brands and therefore most marketers. And it's because it's no longer just a niche audience that we used to, I think with bias, think of when you would label and categorize gamers. And so that niche audience is actually very broad. It's your parents, it's children, it's males, but it's also females, it's colleagues, it's definitely a different set of motivations of people who are gaming. And I also think the nature of the time of when people are actually engaging and intentionality around why people game, I think is a really interesting and unique opportunity for all brands to bring in those signals, that timing, that intention, that engagement, and the intention that you're getting within those gaming environments into power other parts of their marketing funnel. And so no longer thinking of those audiences in a niche and siloed way, but thinking of it as an opportunity for any brand to be able to reach, and those attentive and engaged audiences.
I think it's like a big misconception about mobile gaming audience is only gonna be, young male, but it's actually very wrong because mobile gaming is coming from all audiences. So there are a lot of older female, they're also playing different type of games. And again, because there are different type of games, so it's gonna be fitting towards all audiences.